Hi, this is the question and answer section for part 3 of the artist presentation of From Extraction to Restoration and Regeneration, Art on the Edge, at the Peninsula Art Museum in San Bruno, California. So we'll now have questions and answers. So you can put your hand up in the reactions, or you can just raise your hand on the screen and one of us will catch. Yes. Well, I have a question for Betsy. Have you been able to share your art with people in other parts of the country very much?
My work is mostly regional, and I'm active with the Sierra Club here in West Virginia, and most of my work is seen that way. But it's hard to get people. I don't use social media, so it's hard to get people to see the website otherwise.
Mm-hmm. I think it's an interesting question. Some of you have referenced working with environmental groups, and I know I've done that a lot in my work, and it's very rewarding. You learn a tremendous amount.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Sierra Club here in West Virginia is very active and very engaged with issues of coal mining, fracking, and trying to get Mansion on board with the things that we need here. So most of my activism is with them. It's easier to work with a group than it is by yourself.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes. Sam, don't want to put you on the spot, but if you'd like to say a couple of words, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. Can everyone hear me a little bit better this time? Hopefully.
Yes.
Oh, good.
So much better than last time. Great.
So for those who may not know, Sam is the instigator of the whole extraction project. And so go ahead.
Yeah. Right. Well, first of all, I just want to say that, I found this exhibition and the other one at Gallery Route 1, both to be, very inspiring. I don't know about anybody else, but I've been feeling a little bit depressed and pessimistic this past week because of COP26 and how that's all panned out. And oddly enough, or maybe not oddly enough, but I found this presentation and the others to be a bit of an antidote to that feeling of being down as a result of the climate summit negotiations. So I don't want to take up too much time talking about extraction, because I think pretty much everyone here probably knows about the project, but I'll just say that this exhibition and the other one at Gallery Route 1 were both part of a larger project that involved over 60 exhibitions at this point. And, it's kind of winding down at this point, but I'm hoping that we'll be able to keep carrying it forward and inspire some more exhibitions in other places as well. But the sort of central idea behind the extraction project is that these ecological crises that we're facing today, the climate change and habitat loss and plastic pollution and ecosystem collapse, are all sort of downstream from this larger cultural problem, which is really this kind of mass psychosis of greed and this just inability to really conceptualize the more than human world as anything more than resources to just take without reservation, without any sort of thought of reciprocity or giving back to the land. And so it's this kind of extractivist mindset that I think is the root problem of everything that we're seeing right now. So what I really found inspiring about this exhibition is just how many disparate issues that you've all managed to kind of connect the dots between, because, you know, as we all know, it's all very much interconnected. So yeah, thank you so much for participating in the extraction project and for letting me say a few words here. And yeah, I'm just very inspired by all of it. Thank you.
Sam, have you experienced that there's been much press coverage of the extraction project in the various parts of the country and the world that it's happening? Or has it been well received or noticed even outside of the art world?
Yeah, I think to some extent, yes, there's been some local coverage, and then a few exhibitions have gotten more national coverage. I think The Economist, and then there was one exhibition that we were connected to that was featured in the New York Times as well. So it's there hasn't really been a big feature about the extraction project at large, which is one thing that I would like to see happen at some point. But yeah, I'd say it's been pretty well received in most corners of the country.
Great. Thank you.
Sam, I wonder, what's next? Do you have another project on the horizon? What can we look forward to?
Well, I don't know. I was going to ask, you all what you thought, should be next for the project, because, I am at the center of things in the sense that, like, I maintain the website and I'm just like the one that gets all the emails. But, the project itself is hundreds of artists. And, I personally, I would like to see it just go on from here. And maybe make it into a biennial sort of thing. But I like this kind of model of doing this sort of dispersed mega exhibition, taking place in all these different places, because I think that that gives people the opportunity to put together more local exhibitions that sort of speak to whatever local environmental issues are happening in your location. And then by sort of like grouping it together under this larger umbrella, that, can have the effect of bringing sort of global attention to more local problems that maybe otherwise people wouldn't pay as much attention to. But yeah, I'm open to anyone's suggestions too. I think having it continue is definitely a priority for me, but the form of how it will go on, I think, is still kind of up in the air at this point.
Right. Maybe people have ideas.
Margaret, did you figure out the best kind of salt we should be using?
I haven't figured that out. I'm a sailor and I collect salt all over the different sort of ports that I go to, or places that I drop the anchor. I have a long-term project that I've been working on where I've been collecting salts everywhere I drop the anchor, to make a book of salt prints. It's a photographic process that's created in the 19th century. And so I'll be distilling the ocean water down to collect the salts from it, with the hopes of being able to work with an inorganic chemist to tell me how the different salts are creating different colors and why that is. Again, I'm really interested in collaboration and interdisciplinary projects. So if I figure out the best salt, I'll let you know.
Toni? You're muted.
I'd like to know how we could all become mineral rights owners. I would love to be able to participate in that.
Oh, right. Well, I'll put the website for the project in the chat, but it's allthewaytohell.com. No, and anybody is welcome. Minerals can be owned by US citizens and permanent residents, but of any age. So teenagers are signing them up, signing themselves up. Parents are signing up their children. The youngest owner that I know of is 4 years old. So this is really a chance for all comers. So check it out. I've got projects going in Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, and I'm researching some friends of mine, because that's how things start. Friends and family are coming to me with properties in Texas and Utah.
Great. Fantastic.
I had a question about that. I wonder, have you heard of anybody like scaling that up in any way, or do you know if that's possible? If, you know, just like buying like large tracts of mineral rights like all across the country and just making it physically impossible for these companies to extract. It just seems like, you know, it's such a good idea. I wonder if there's some way to like make it massive.
I would love that. But the fact is, if you own large tracts of land, you can say yes. It is a situation of 1 acre, 1 vote. So the more acres you have, the more votes you have. So smaller property owners like me really have no say whatsoever. So if you think of like Montana with the Hollywood celebrities who own thousands of acres, they can say no. I don't know that they are.
Right.
But the fact is, you might have to dig for it. All of this is publicly accessible information. And so I've turned into kind of a research ferret, but maybe we can talk offline about this, because I, you know, as I said in my presentation, I think our ambitions have to be as big as the oil and gas companies.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, the Weed magazine comes, I know it's not, but we would love to kind of help publicize something like this if we can help.
Oh, I'm there. Let's talk.
Okay, are there other questions, or should we wrap it up here? All right. Well, thank you all very much for coming, and I hope you do stay in touch with each other, and that we have some collaborations coming out of this exchange. So I greatly thank all who helped organize it, and special shout out to Christina Bertia, who did the footworking on getting it together.
Mary,
I'll come on the 21st, Sunday afternoon.
On the 21st.
Yeah.
Mary or Christina, would you remind people how to find the recording if friends want to catch up with them?
Minouche?
Yes, you can find the YouTube channel on our website. There's an icon on the right side on top of the page that by clicking on that YouTube icon, you can easily have access to our YouTube channel, and all the presentations and all programming that has been recorded through Zoom, it's already there, and you can go and watch them for free.
But how long? It'll be a day or so, Minouche, before you get it up, won't it? Or
Yes, yes.
yeah,
Hopefully you'll edit out my fumble.
okay.
I do my best, sure.
Hopefully everybody can talk to their friends who like to donate to really good causes and invite them to support our fundraising for really revamping our website.
Well, start by inviting your friends just to come to the presentation on Sunday. That should inspire them.
And if you're willing to spend some time volunteering, that would be lovely to do some stuff that you can do for weed. Because, or if you're interested in having a show or something in your region, that would be great too.
Yes, we do need to find another California site ASAP.
Mhm.
So if anybody has suggestions, where the door is open.
Betsy, an extraction show in your neck of the woods would be a really good idea. You're muted.
I have had solo shows here in West Virginia recently, and
Good.
because of the pandemic, they were virtual exhibitions. I
Mhm.
would like to find more opportunities to show. So gallery scene here in Morgantown is not that great. So
Is there a community of eco artists in that area?
community of what?
Eco artists, artists involved with these issues.
Not really, no. I have friends, but they're kind of dispersed now. So
Maybe you can start getting them together.
yes, that's a good idea.
And by the way, I wanted to mention that we have this email, which is share at weed. I can't find it and send it, but probably if you are a member, you get a newsletter. So if you have an event, please share with us. We can put it in our newsletter, upcoming event. So this is a part of like weed is the idea of putting everyone together and finding that kind of common thread that we all care about, which is environment, people, justice, all this stuff. And I think it would be great if you have something that you want to share with everybody and maybe connect through that. So please feel free to send it to us.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Nice.
Thank you,
night.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for
Lovely
participating.
evening.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Great. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.